Hello everyone, this is the Feng Shui Flying Star for August, and I have some exciting news for you because it is a good sector we're going to be talking about today, and it's the Southeast Palace. So if you want to start taking control of your life, really control of your life, you may want to stay tuned for this next video. So, hello, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the Time Blazer business management system. So we actually talk about all of that during our time together here today because person, space, and time, astrology, feng shui, and the timing piece with the Time Blazer all are encapsulated in the messaging that I want to deliver to you, because I believe it's so important when you know that you have all these energies working in tandem with you versus you just winging it. I'm just bringing my mic over here just a little bit closer. So really what I want you to start thinking about is getting yourself back into your own power. And I believe that you can do that through all the tools that I have to offer. So let's get started here. Wonderful screens here. Okay, so we are in the year of the metal rat, and in and itself that is what's bringing a lot of the trials and tribulations to everyone, and it's because there are some very, very big shifts that are happening. So what I would like you to do if you are new to our channel is to subscribe, especially if this is the first time you are here with us today. And then, of course, comment and share the post, and then, of course, like, so that you can get all of the information, and also that ringing that bell as well is going to help you stay on track with us. But let's talk about some of these big shifts that we are being, if you will, bombarded with. So we've got, the year of the rat. So this is the year where we are starting to see like the new beginning of a cycle. And beginnings, quite frankly, are difficult. Now we're also going through some ends because we have just finished up one cycle of 12 years with the entire zodiac. So last year was the year of the pig. We are currently halfway through, hallelujah, to the year of the metal rat, and before we go on through some of the other animals. And next year, what we're really trying to do, and I'm trying to do here, is help you start to get prepared also for the year of the ox, which is going to be happening February 3rd of 2021. But there still are some great opportunities. You have probably seen, maybe not in your industry, but the industry of those surrounding you, is that during this disruption, there have been actually a lot of opportunities as well. So I want you to get away from being the victim to getting into, like, I still have my power. I can go out and conquer the world. And again, I believe that is knowing who you are and what you're capable of doing. That's through the business astrology. Then remedying all of some of the conflicts that may be happening, and use the space. Now, here's one big distinction that we're going to be talking about when we're doing feng shui. Because we are doing classical feng shui, what we are having you do is actually physically put your body into a certain sector within the floor plan. And by doing so, you're actually activating that energy. So if you don't like what you're seeing in any particular sector, just avoid being in that area, because that is exactly how you activate classical feng shui. You use an area to either enter a building or open up a window to allow that energy from the outside to come in, because that's where the feng shui starts, not inside of your space. It's always outside. And I will be drilling this into you for as long as I'm giving you these messages, is that we need to really start focusing on what's outside. Is there some things that are good that we want to bring into our space, or are there some things that we need to do some remedies, as and that really is an important concept to understand. So when I'm first starting to work with any client, really what I do is I'm first looking on technology. I'm using Google Earth or any type of map application you have, and then just go on and just kind of look at the aerial view to see what kind of is surrounding your area. Really, like, just pull it out and see, how close is water, how close are mountains to you, or if you're in an urban area, then what type of buildings are affecting the feng shui of your space. Because if you've got a building that is giving you some negative energy coming towards you, it's actually going to be quite difficult for you to have some good feng shui. So that's what we want to remedy first, is how you can help yourself by looking out, by just walking around the perimeter of your building. That's all you have to do. And then kind of start putting in your feng shui eyes. Oh, there's a pole there. What can I do to masquerade it a little bit and divert that energy? Because this is really what we're trying to do. We're trying to harness that energy that's coming from afar and redirect it into your space. Then we can start talking feng shui. Okay, then that last piece is triggering the energy by using a good date and good time to bring that about. So person, space, and time. And then there's also that other piece, which is the universal gateway. It goes a little bit beyond what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so that's what we are going to try to accomplish today. And so here's a couple of free resources that I want you to know about. The first one is the person part of it, and all of the links are going to be below. So the first one I want you to look at is getting the astrology chart for yourself and anyone that you're sheltering in place with. So these are going to be really important pieces for you to understand, and what we're going to be looking at mostly throughout the series is your natal chart. So your year, month, date, and hour of birth, and just go to freebusinessastrology.com and then go ahead and put in that information. The next thing I want to let you know, there's other free resources for you to that are available to you as well, is just go to some of the videos that I shot when I was doing my annual event, and these are just little snippets from there, which talks about all 12 of the animals. We'll be focusing obviously on the monkey month, but this is a little bit this is extra information that once you run your chart, go ahead and watch these videos of the 4 animals that you have in your chart. So the year of birth is about your social circles. Very important. It's who you know that's going to help you get ahead. And you've probably heard this adage that the 5 people that you surround yourself with, that's pretty much who you are, because you're a sum total of that. So are you contributing to the higher level of your being, or are you just kind of like, I want to hang out. I know they're not really good for me, but watch that. So we really want you to help you start elevating your relationships. It's also about your marketing. It's when I say relationships, I'm talking about your social circles. Okay, these are people that they're great to be around, but when the tough times hit, that's really not your social circles. It's deeper into your chart, where people start really knowing who you are down to that real cellular level. So there's a big difference between, oh, how you doing? I'm fine, to, oh my gosh, I'm really having an issue right here and I need some help. There's a big distinction between both. Now, you can still hang out with people that you're close to, obviously, right? So, but anyway, that's about your marketing and social circles. Your month of birth is going to be about your character, if you will, and also your career, what you're best suited at. Your day of birth is about you. We really need to find out what makes you tick. So this is a real important pillar for you. It's also about your very deep personal relationships, especially an intimate relationship. And then it is also about, your mindset. Like, what are you thinking? What is driving you? Is it always the negative, or is it more the positive? And then the hour of birth, if you know it, is going to be about your legacy and life purpose. So it's really important that you try to find that information out. But you know what? Not everybody does know their hour of birth. So don't worry about it. At least 75% of the picture. And that's what we're going for, the big picture of where they're at. and I'll be telling you different ways in which you can access these different animals in your floor plan. It's really a personalized system that you can start elevating up each and every layer of your life by even looking at the Feng Shui. But we're looking at the flying star of the space for the month, and we'll get into the difference between the annual and the monthly very, very shortly. One other resource I do want to tell you about is I also look at the timing of every month, and so here on the right hand side of your screen you're going to see where oops, I'm on the wrong screen. I'm looking at more than one screen here, sorry. So on the right hand side of your screen you're going to start seeing the differences of the month, and so this is the August month, or the monkey month, and I'll tell you at the end of or you can just go right down to the links below to get a 30-day free trial, and there's no credit card required. And then I also wanted to let you know you can also go over to timeblazer.com or YouTube, whichever is easiest for you, to find out where the monkey, what's up for the monkey this particular year. Sorry to say it's not really that great, but at least we can companion up with some other animals to make it a little bit better. So that's really where you start looking at, well, maybe your particular animal, if you have a monkey in your chart, isn't that great in the year of the metal rat, but it's just a year. So don't beat yourself up that you may be having a hard year. It really is about life lessons and how you handle those lessons. You could be very reactive to it, or you can look at the bigger, deeper lesson or picture to find out maybe there are some things you need to let go of, and maybe there are things you need to certainly do differently. Now, I talked about this extensively at my annual event, that even before we knew that COVID was going to be to the caliber it was, even though I did talk about you probably will be wearing a mask, which is very not common still in the United States. In the Western world, we're just not used to wearing face coverings. And so we are getting a little bit more used to it, but there's still quite a few people that are resistant to it. But I did talk about that we are going to have some super germs this year that are going to get in the way of our general good health globally. I also talked about the economic downturn, which we are reeling in, and I'm sure in other countries it's pretty much the same. So those are some things that are going to be like the big shifts. So when I'm talking about like the annual animals, and there might be some animals that are really super fantastic, then you want to go with those as much as you can. But if you have some kickers, and everyone will over the course of your life, nothing is ever going to be perfect. So you just need to know, and the more in advance that you know how these are going to play out, the more and easier strategies you're going to be able to come up with. When you start having to go back to, oh my gosh, I'm in triage constantly, it's harder to catch up. So please pay attention to this, because if you want some quick action happening, believe me, following these monthlies is going to start helping you turn your life around. So is it the most convenient to be working in one area and then going to the other one? Probably not. But things like this, tablets, laptops, things like that, you may need to just go into different areas to capitalize on those positive energies. Okay, let's go back to our presentation here, and let's look at first of all, let's look at the annual Feng Shui. So the annual, and we are talking about the southeast sector. So as you can see, the southeast sector has a 6, and the 6 means leadership. Now, the thing about being a leader is it can be a little bit lonely, because you're doing things up and above what other people are planning on doing. So we have heard in the last couple of years here the term influencer. So if you want to be an influencer, and you want to and you have a message that you feel that can go far and wide, I would highly suggest you consider using the Southeast overall in the year of the the metal rat, which is all of 2020. But let's now interface what we are going to be looking at as far as the monthly. Okay, so when we start adding in the monthly energies, I'm just trying to get back over. There we go. So then we're going over to the southeast sector. So what I'm going to do, just so you can figure out my patterning behind this, we're starting in the Central Palace. We did that last week at the beginning of the monkey month, and then we're just going to go all the way around, starting in southeast, south, southwest, west. We're going to go in a clockwise direction to figure out what these energies are. Okay, so it's a 6-1, and just know always wherever you see this, you're going to see the annual on the right hand side, in this case 6, or the 1 on the left hand side. In all the boxes, the left hand number is going to be the monthly. Now, when you start putting these numbers together, then it starts to paint a bit of a picture. And that's what we're trying to do here, is figure out what the picture has and figure out how it can either help us or harm us in any given month. So like I said, this is a pretty good combination here. So it's about patience and perseverance. These are really going to be the keys for you to successfully use this sector. So if you're going to be somebody that's impatient and just really like push, it's really not even going to serve you, because it's asking you just to slow it down just a little bit, take it a step at a time so that you're in control of the situation. So this also may mean you're going to work a little bit harder to achieve your success. Leaders rarely are just winging it or just, maybe tomorrow. No, you guys, if you really want to have that influencer happening for you, you really need to put in a little bit of effort to successfully make this happen. So it is really helping you, but let's say that your goal is definitely big enough to pursue, which hopefully you're constantly looking at your goals, which is really important also in classical feng shui. It is not a magic bullet. If you think that you can go ahead and just put enhancements or things like that and expect pennies from heaven and everything just to fall into place without any of your effort, you are not understanding feng shui. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about feng shui. It's been actually even touted in the Western countries as sort of like magic, and it's not. It is not. We are actually tapping into the subtle energies of the outside, from the universe outside, and bringing that and harnessing it into your space. So that's one step. That's not giving you all the social media posts and all of the interviews that you need to do and all the research that you need to do. No, you still need to do that. But it's just augmenting your success by having all of these other pieces in place and then triggering the right energy for what you're trying to do. So do you see the difference between that and just like, oh, I'm just going to go be in this room and see what happens with me? That's really a waste of your time and also these great energies, right? So can it help you trigger some great ideas? Sure. But the idea stays, if it stays here and not into the universe, you're, again, not really helping yourself at all. All right, so then what I want you to do is I really want to make sure that your timing is right. So if you're launching something this month, I really want you to look at a good day, a good time that is personalized to you. And that is where the magnificence of the Time Blazer can help you. And again, you can get a 30-day free trial. Just below are those links. Go ahead and click on that link. And there's really no obligation. So if it's not something for you, fine, don't use it. But why wouldn't you use all of these energetic tools that have been around for centuries, that have helped the affluent, top military, top imperial families for centuries? So now I'm making it accessible to you. So just because I'm offering this 30-day free trial to you at no charge, please value what you're getting so that you know and understand how important these energies are. If you kind of like treat it as like, whatever, that's probably the results you're going to get as well. All right, so what I also want you to think about as well is using this sector to, help you clearly see opportunities, gain promotions and authorities, and help you achieve the competitive edge. So that's really what that sector is about. It really is that influencer and really taking on that next piece of really obtaining or getting closer to that influencer status. But that means you have to do your work as well. All right, so the next slide that I want to show you is now we're going to look at the how those energies, let me just pull that down just a little bit here, how those energies are going to be affected by these icons. So as we said, timing is key. You will be rewarded financially, reputation-wise, etc., for using this area. So like I said, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you look at the southeast sector. Now, we also have available for you at no charge as well a couple of compass styles. So we talked about the southeast today. Now we're adding in the one, although you're not going to see that on the dial because I'm not updating these every month. That's going to be your little bit of effort, but it's so little effort. Come on, just get this on your floor plan, and you do need an accurate floor plan for this to actually work. Now I'm going to look at the annual Feng Shui dial, and the annual Feng Shui dial is a little bit different, as you can see. We have pretty much on this dial, what I want you to start thinking about is using the green areas of the area of the floor plan. So as you can see in the southeast, we have over the snake only is what we have an energy called the three killings. Now the three killings, the thing that I want you to understand about the three killings is if I'd like truthfully for you to maybe not even sit in the snake area of it's 15 degrees within 45 degrees, so maybe avoid being in the snake area, but the other areas are actually fine. Actually the dragon for some people are actually going to be quite favorable because it connects with the rooster of the west, but in other animals as well. For example, the monkey actually connects with the dragon. So if you have a monkey in your chart, this is actually one of the saving grace places where you can be this year. So I would very much consider you going over there. But what I want you to start thinking about is how these layer up. In the three killings, basically what I want you to think about is I want you to avoid any type of renovation in the snake, the horse, or the goat. Excuse me. So that's these two dials, and again, we want those over an accurate floor plan. Now, the last piece I'm going to talk about is the monkey month of the time blazer, and really the thing that I want you to think about on this one is that we want to choose a green day with the most stars, with the most icons. Now, know that this is a personalized system, and what I just showed you on the screen may not at all be what you have as far as icons and stars, but there is quite a bit. So quite a bit of information in there to help you make informed decisions, do launches, really make your day much more streamlined because you're in the flow with this energetic calendar because it's personalized to you. What more can you ask for? Being in the flow with time. Because people tell me constantly they just don't have enough time to do the things that they want to do. So if you're in the flow with the time and using this calendar properly, the time blazer, it will absolutely serve you. Okay. Now, didn't want to go quite that far, but anyway, what I really want to just finish up with today is, again, if you are new with us for the first time, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like, comment, share, and of course hit that bell at the on the screen so that you can get all of our important information. The last thing I do want to tell you, and we'll be on basically twice tomorrow on YouTube Live, is every week I do a weekly prediction of what is happening for the following week. So you can already go either to my website, timeblazer.com, or on YouTube where you can find that, and it will help you plan out the week. So watch today and tomorrow at the very least so you know what's going on in these next couple of days. And then tomorrow I'll do the upcoming week. And I always start with Wednesday, and the reason why I have clients all over the world so they don't miss any information just because I'm coming on a Tuesday. So I'll be starting with Wednesday and going all the way to the following Tuesday. So there you go. We'll be back with a couple of more days. We've got 7 more days I need to be talking about in the month of August. So we know for certainty that the Southwest is a beautiful area to hang out in. So why don't you go try it out and see if you can get some influencer leadership qualities going for you, step-by-step process, and watch for your actions so that you can also mirror what's happening in this space so that you can have more power and you feel empowered to do the things that you would like to do. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, twice on YouTube. Okay, take care. Be well. Bye-bye. Thanks.